Hello, and welcome back to DROD, the City Beneath. We left off in this room, and unfortunately there's going to be no sound while I go through the screenshot here, but because that's just how DROD is. But this was the room, and I spent about 20 minutes drawing various paths on here. And I wanted to quickly show something kind of neat that I discovered with this room. So yeah, I have a solution. Which I will keep open in a separate window so that I can copy it when I'm actually doing the room. But a quick recap as to how this room works. Well, I guess let's just jump into DROD for that. Okay, so we have a Roach Queen here. To get to the Roach Queen, we have to drop every trapdoor. Hold on, I didn't actually consider that. Hopefully my solution works. I think it does. And we have to step on every one of these pressure plates. However, because of the adder needing to get through and eat the Roach Queen, we need to cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that gets us timed here, and then if we step with perfect timing, we get the adder through without it getting fried. If we spend more than 7 of these intervening pressure plates, the adder will get stuck and die. I guess we can wait as many times as turns as we want. In between here, this part doesn't matter because of how this is set up. But yeah, if we do something like that, so you can see it sets it up, but then I step on one of these and it's wrong again. So that's kind of what's going on here. It's 7 regular pressure plates to 1 the checkmarked pressure plates. All right, so one of the things I discovered with this is that there is a parity issue. At first I thought that maybe the pressure plates themselves would be coded, so if you're on this sort of grid here versus on this sort of grid, it might be different. That is not the case. But that was what I first thought. So I thought I'd be going back and forth between which layer I was on, essentially. But instead what I discovered was that from here, it is only possible to get to this side after 7 pressure plates, not this side. And so I marked this. This is the side that you have to enter on, which means you're exiting on this side. And then, because it'll be 7 plus 1 crossing this is 8, from here, it's essentially the same thing. So each of these pressure plates has a side that you must enter it on and a side you must exit it on. And once I had that, well, it still took me, I came up with that in about 5 minutes, and then it took another 15 minutes to find a path. But this is what we have, and it does look like every single trapdoor is covered, because I got that one on the way out. All right, so this should work. Okay. So I'm just going to follow the path. I'm very good at following my path. Of course, these are all ortho squares, so I can't do any diagonals. And it'll look kind of obvious as we go. But the thing is, every solution kind of looks like this at the start, where everything's working fine. And then you get to a point where it's just, you only have 5 trapdoors in between your last 2 pressure plates, and there are like a couple of, missing trapdoors somewhere along the way. So the actual pattern, I wonder if there's more than one solution. I kind of suspect there might not be. Although this doesn't feel super tight at the same time. All right. Well, glad that's done. And a first place tie even. Right, we get out here. Which... interesting. Okay, this is completely irrelevant, but I find myself curious now. It is possible to hit this, so I could have entered the room this way. Obviously, there's nothing you can do here. If I had somehow noticed that, which is actually a reasonably obvious one. Okay, interesting. Anyway. Where were we? I believe we have solved the level. This is actually not very many rooms. And 2 of these are secrets, so there were 7 required rooms. Pretty small level. However, blue doors are down, and I did notice this when I was checking the recording for timestamps last time. We do see 3 Slayers here. So, yeah, let's go say hi to those Slayers. After all, we are one of them. I'm sure they'll be very happy to talk to us.
There you are, Delver. We are not amused that you have locked us in our fortress. Seems like the cleansing will begin with you.
Never mind, they are totally willing to harm a fellow Slayer. Who would have guessed? Alright. So this is just some basic... oops. Some basic Slayer manipulation. Do I want you... Yes, you can't go all the way in, that's fine. That's a potential issue.
I will puncture.
I'd like to say it was nice knowing you guys, but I'd be lying.
There will be more above grounder. The Slayers will hunt you down.
I think I want this one to be the last one, because I don't think there's any chance I'm getting here. Alright. That's fine. Easy enough. I mean, really, that just means I don't kill that goblin.
Die with grace. You move with an awkwardness that pains.
Okay, there's a way to do this. There we go. Back up.
Die with grace.
Yeah, so we'll put you in here. That's fine.
Ready to take a death nap?
Oh no. You, come out this way. Okay, I don't have to worry about being super close anymore.
My hope reaches far.
I'd like to say it was nice knowing you guys, but I'd be lying.
There will be more above grounder. The Slayers will hunt you down.
We'll just see about that.
I could wait and watch them get killed by the Briar, but there's not really any reason to do that.
This looks like a whirling ride of death.
It doesn't matter which direction my sword is facing, because I'm going to hit the token before I have to fight the roach. Okay, that is death. There we go. Awkward. That's bad. Well, I can get through that way, except not really. Okay, this whole area is kind of awful. Let's just get through it. Okay. Yeah, approaching it from up going down instead of down going up seems to be more effective for whatever reason. Not a super challenging room, just kind of a silly one.
My neck hairs would be standing up right now if they hadn't been shaved off. Wow, this room sits right on top of one of those support pillars, and above me has to be that big room full of slayers.
Dirty fracking gobhead Delver. Hook him! Tear him!
I can hear them swearing at me. There are bombs set up already. Someone else must have had the same idea as me. He just didn't finish the job for some reason. So I guess we'll finish it now.
That's a loose end that never gets dealt with. I wonder if it was the patrons who set this up to kill the Slayers. Alright, so in order to get through here, I must go through all six passages, setting off a bunch of chains of bombs. I do want to blow up all of these orbs because that's my way out. Right. And then I have to drop all those because there was a roach in here, so stab the roach, but I'm stuck on the force arrow, drop all those trapdoors, and then these to get out. Okay. So there is a puzzle reason as well as a story reason to solve the room. Those are the best kinds of rooms. I like it when that happens. Alright, so what are we actually looking at here? You toggle this, which doesn't really matter. Why? I do know why, because I'm going to be doing a loop around. Okay. So, first one. 1 shuts 5. It's a combinatorics puzzle, I think that's what these are called. 2 shuts 4. 3 shuts 2. Although... there's something weird going on with these. 4 shuts 6. 5 shuts 3. 6 shuts 1 and opens 4. So if we start by closing 4, then that should be okay, right? Now there's probably more to it than this. But... Let's just go with that. Alright, so what shuts 2? 3 shuts 2. We'll just keep doing this until it stops working. What shuts 3? 5. Okay, 5 is shut by 1. One is shut by 6. Is this even a puzzle? Okay, that's all of them.
Fifth, 143rd, and 207th Slayers should have been back with the service's remains by now.
Yes. I imagine they are discussing the fairest way to carve him up for their trophies.
How I wish I were chosen for that task. Oh well. There will be plenty of trophies to be had when we go above.
And me as well. What's that?
Run! Escape! The hole is collapsing! Ah!
Phew, that was close. Those bombs were right by one of the support pillars. I doubt anyone survived. I guess that's how the war will start. I win the first battle, and A1 has got something cooking up in those vats for the next one.
Well, if you start the war by killing every single Slayer in the Empire, minus 256th here, then it's probably a pretty good start. The Stalwarts do not do terribly well against Slayers. The Rooted Hub. With the Slayers dead, Beethro allowed himself a moment to gather his thoughts. He knew that while he struck a major blow against the Archivists, it would not be enough to stop them. A sudden memory of the holding vats came back to his mind. They had many more bad things in store, and he knew it. And even if the Archivists were stopped, there was still the problem of the DAA and their so-called patrons. He must warn the surface. But where to go? He could not return to Dugandy. Twino, apparently, was already aware of the threat. He should try to find a way to one of the surface's major trade cities and inform the authorities. They could spread the word further. But how to get there? For once, Beethro was about to discover that fortune provided him with a simple answer to his question. As he gathered his thoughts and looked around him, he discovered that he was in exactly the place he wanted to be. Slaymaster's Hall, back to Rooted Hold.
Nah, I can't go back
Nope.
until I warn the surfaces. Don't
Clarbag.
believe it. The Rooted Empire reaches that far?
I wonder. Contents. Master map of the 8th. Alright, so we are in Efelna. Clarbag is over here. So yeah, that would be pretty far. Although Twino apparently has a tunnel to the underneath. And I guess we know from Gunthro and the Epic Blunder that they have access to Razarus. And possibly some suspicious stuff going on in Candia too. So yeah, they go pretty far. Also I want to look at a map of the Felna for some reason. We got Dugandy. It's right here. Hub headquarters.
You got
Answers.
answers for me? Good deal.
Can't go back to the hub until you warn the surface, but you can stop for answers.
You guys give answers here?
He always tells the truth.
He always lies.
It's a paradox, you see?
Come on. That's so old. Am I supposed to get all confused now? Sheesh. Is this where the DAA leaders are?
Yes, that's right. They're all here. Everyone. In fact, I'm the leaderest leader of them all.
Something about that sounds a little bit off.
Alf?
Sure. Never liked that goblin, though.
What does the DAA do?
We are deeply concerned about surfacers. We strive to ensure all holes remain freshly painted.
Sounded dangerously close to an actual answer. Fun little trick you can do in the editor, you can put tunnels underneath obstacles. This one is visible, but if you put it under something like a bookshelf, it wouldn't be. You can hide
I'm
things
sorry.
in interesting
you're
ways like
not
that.
Oh, you're the new Slayer.
I am the new Slayer.
Please sign the check-in sheet before continuing.
Gervin, Loeb, Armus, Jobus, Gervin. Okay.
Jobus. I remember a guy named Jobus. Met him on the way down.
Was Jobus in Perfection? Or was that Finding the First Truth, which I haven't played? For some reason I thought Finding the First Truth was in between this hold and the second sky. So yeah, Jobus must have been in Perfection then.
Thank you.
You're Gervin?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Thomas?
You think I'll talk, but I won't talk.
Oh.
Working hard?
I can't answer.
Oh, come on.
You're not an architect. I'm not supposed to give away secrets.
If I asked what you were working on, that might be a secret. This is just friendly small talk. Loosen up.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, I am working hard.
It's all right. I figure you must be new here.
Yes, I just graduated from the training academy.
This place here is the training academy?
Oh no, that's miles beneath.
Mimis, go to your hole and recite the oath aloud 5,000 times. I will be listening.
Within our halls, great knowledge grows. Within
Well.
our halls, great knowledge grows. Within our halls, great knowledge grows. Within our halls, great knowledge grows. Within our halls, great knowledge grows.
Inside these walls there wait our foes.
Within our halls,
To steal all thought that we compose, let each speak not that which he knows.
within our
How the oath of the architects go? Well, found out that they have an academy, I guess. Not exactly the answer that we were looking for, but it is an answer. We can go to Glothared. Not a Felna, Razarus, Twino, yeah, it goes everywhere. I don't see Arcadia? Whatever. Pathon Karkan?
The Empire dug tunnels to all these cities. Amazing.
Estengard, patronage pending. Nodden, closed. Rodden, closed. Orem, closed. The Oremite breeding grounds. As Pithro climbed up the long, twisted path that led toward Estengard, his mood improved. Sure, everything and everyone he cared about was in terrible peril from the Empire, but hey, he just killed 255 Slayers in one day. That wasn't bad, not at all. That's not just smite mastery, that's outright heroism. They'll build a statue honoring him in Dugadi, and in Estengard once he warns them. Actually, there will be a statue in every city, he decided. It's only fair. But Bithro wondered, what pose will he stand in for his statues? Fierce, striking at a roach? Nah, that's too obvious. Cunning, luring a serpent to a dead end? No, building a life-size serpent into the statue will probably tax the economy of the smaller towns. Mustn't be greedy. Ah, he knew, the classic hero pose, standing firm with his sword in hand. As Bithro was trying out variations on the pose, he suddenly noticed something small and green crawling onto his boot. Oremites! His fantasies quickly forgotten, Bithro sheathed his sword and proceeded on his way. Alright, so we are at the Oremite breeding grounds. We have seen Oremites before, but this is, I guess, the first time we actually get to use Oremites as a puzzle element. As you can see, stepping off of the Oremites causes us to face in the direction we step off in. And a tutorial on brains. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to do the entire Oremite breeding grounds in one episode, but let's get the tutorial done, and then probably we'll just start this. We'll start the actual level next time. Brains. Monsters usually charge toward you in straight lines, and you can hide behind obstacles to avoid them. Brains smartly guide monsters toward you along the quickest open path. Clean the room of brains to remove the effect. Right, so as we can see here, these roaches are going around corners. When I stab this, wait here, it no longer knows how to get around. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all there is to brains. They're absolutely not the most complicated element that you'll deal with if you're doing advanced concepts. Or entry point, for that matter. The brain levels were quite extensive there, as I recall. But I guess we'll just stop here for now and do Oremite breeding grounds next time. I will see you then.